How do we release food guilt? I recently received an email that I want to read to you. It says, "Food carries so much guilt for me. I constantly feel guilty if I eat a forbidden food. That feeling of guilt creates this downward spiral for me, and I get angry with myself for feeling this way, and then I proceed to be a rebel and eat whatever I want. I feel trapped in this pattern." If this is your story, or if this is part of your story, I want you to know that today's video is for you, and we are going to be talking about this. So before we go any further, I want to start with a story. And this story is your story. I want you to take a minute to think about, where did the guilt associated with food come from in your life? Have you ever sat to think about it for a minute? Where did the rules come from? Where did the right and wrong foods come from? The bad and good foods, the labels, the stories that you've created around food that lead to food guilt. Take a minute to think about where they might have come from in your life. My guess is that for probably most of you, it came from someone or somewhere else. It didn't come from inside. It came from you learning that this was a bad food, that this was the only way to lose weight, that these were the rules that you follow, that this was how you should feel about your body. It came from someone or somewhere else. It could have been an influence in your life, your mother, a friend, an influencer, or someone that you looked up to. It could have been a popular diet plan. It could have been the health and wellness industry, media, anything. At some point, you were taught to feel guilt for eating food that didn't fit the rules, that didn't follow what you were supposed to do to get your body to where it was supposed to be. So I like to call these our outside voices. The question is, I'm sure you're thinking, what do we do about this? Okay, we know we have it, and now we've identified where it came from. And if you want to do more work and go a little bit deeper and figure out where exactly those stories came from, go for it. Right now, I want to talk about, what do we do? How do we release this guilt from food? How do we get rid of that spiral that's constant every time we, quote, eat a forbidden food? So here's the lesson for today. Start listening to the inside voice. We already know the outside voices. They already talk at us all day long. But have you ever thought to start listening here, inside? Have you ever believed? Have you ever known? Have you ever understood that your body is capable of telling you what it needs and what it wants, free of guilt and free of judgment? And if this is a new concept to you, or if this is scary, I understand. It's scary to go away from what you know to something that you don't, to something that feels foreign, to something that feels unsteady. So I want you to trust the process today. I want to tell you that many, many hundreds, thousands of women have followed this process, and it works. And it's this: start listening to the inside, okay? Start listening to what your body is telling you. And I know that's scary. I know that you may have feelings of, well, what if I lose control? What if I spiral? What if I gain weight? Okay, these are all valid feelings. But what if you stay where you are right now? Think about that for a minute. What if you didn't do anything? What if you stayed with those feelings of guilt? What if you stayed in that cycle, in that spiral? So, you really have nothing to lose by trying this new way. And this is the new way. For 1 week, remove all guilt. That is hard, I know, and it's okay. But for 1 week, I want you to remove all guilt and start listening to the inside. Listen to your body objectively, without guilt and without judgment. Start paying attention to how food makes you feel, how you approach food, what it feels like when you eat too much of it, what it feels like when you're hungry. Start listening to the inside of you. And just see what happens. You are the observer, but it's judgment free. And if you can remove that guilt, we can start on the path toward healing. So, this is your action step for the week, is to remove all guilt. Release the guilt. Release it mentally, and then as you go throughout your day, recognize that there are no right or wrong food choices. Things will happen. You will make choices. You will make all kinds of choices. They're not right or they're wrong. They're teaching. They're learning. Okay? So work on that this week. Find a way to work from the inside out instead of the outside in. And if you struggle with emotional eating in any way, go take my free course. We go deep into emotional eating and how to deal with it and how to experience your emotions and all of those things that we experience without using food to deal. That's linked in the description below or in my profile. And if you like this video, please share it with anyone in your life that you think could benefit from it. Please help me share this message with the women that need to hear it, because I know I get so many messages from women just like you every day that are looking for release of that guilt with food. So thank you for being here. Go do your action step. Allow yourself to listen from the inside out. And I will see you in another video.